Hello, everyone, and welcome to SCL Week 3. I'm joined today by DT as my co-caster and Lazybear as the host of tonight's stream, or afternoon, depending on where you're from.
Hello.
Hello.
All right, we have two matches today, and out of those two matches, we have Calamay versus Lavinuke, which is, I think, Oak 3. And the other match would be Grash and Googie, which would be Obsidian 1. Um,
Correct.
Now, let's talk about a little bit about the players. We have Calamay, uh, who hasn't played SCL yet, but they have competed a little bit before. They've played Mix and Match, they've played Winter Cup 2022, a few Swiss tournaments, and Hexagon Cup as well. We have Lavinuke, who as well, I don't think played any SCL. They've only played Winter Cup 2022 and Hex Cup this year, alongside a few Swiss tournaments. Then on the second match, we have Googie, which has been around for quite a while, but again, first SCL for them as well. They've also played in Mix and Match, Winter Cup, and Hexagon Cup. And then we have Grash, who also has been around for a little while, but hasn't played SCL yet. Um, he's played in Mix and Match, he's played in Winter Cup, Hexagon Cup, alongside a few Swiss tournaments as well. So it's going to be two interesting matches. I think they're fairly even matched as well. So it's going to be interesting to see them.
Yes, I think anything can happen with between these two matches. Rash, Googie, a little bit stronger than the other two, but that's because of the game counts.
Yeah, fair enough. Crash and Googie have been playing for a little bit longer. Calamay and Lavinuke on a bit on the newer side for now. But we'll see, I guess.
Yeah, it'll be exciting to watch because, as you said, there are some new players, but at the same time, it's been some time spent since last SCL, and I know that Guggy and Crash in particular have been playing several tournaments from now. So seeing how they'll do in SCL is going to be very exciting.
Yeah.
Gonna pull in the picks for the first matchup we have for today, which is the Oak match, Calamay versus Lavinuke.
Okay. And I think Calamay won the coin flip, and they've chosen to pick first the venues, whereas in Calamay has chosen to spy first. On to bans, we have a ban from of Veranda, any 5 of 8, and then nothing. Restrictions we have Gallery, any 4 of 8, Balcony, any 2 of 3. And the picks were as such. Library, any 5 of 8 was doubled. Courtyard, 4 of 7 was doubled. And then we're moving on to Gallery, any 4 of 8, Ballroom, any 4 of 8, and that is the draft for Calamay versus Lavinuke.
It's interesting to see that Calamay bans nothing, but he restricted balcony.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really a venue that you kind of want to gamble with, maybe, at least from their perspective. Maybe they want a bit more, less of an RNG.
Maybe they want to single hit. Maybe they had that idea in their minds, like, I don't want to ban this. Maybe I want to single it. Depends how I am feeling, but they didn't decide to go with it. They decided to single ballroom. So
I like what Calumet is saying in chat here, Levin, that we both have a weak venue in comp, so we're both picking it. So we get a doubled library venue where maybe, according to Calumet, they're both sort of weak on it and anything can happen, you know?
yeah, you
That
need,
should be a fun start of the set.
I mean, it
y-
is going to be because we're heading on to two sniper venues, right? And then heading into two other venues that are more spy sided, let's say so.
Yeah.
yes, relative, yeah.
Yeah, the margin is small, but it's a little bit more into the spy side.
Yep. Okay, let's go to the first game.
All right.
Okay.
Is everyone ready?
It's Calamay as the spy as Duke, correct? On library.
Yes.
Okay, I have the good game.
Ready.
Okay, let's start in 3, 2, 1. Playing it.
Right off the bat, we take control.
Oh, early bug? No, we don't.
No.
But
could've-
highlight for it though.
Yes, yes.
Wow. What is that highlight for? Because of the bug?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's the path
But-
behind the ambassador. They probably didn't guard the bug properly, or they thought maybe they saw something, so they were just getting a bug right here, which is a little bit unfortunate for Calamay, but I think we can manage.
Yeah, it's a bit of a rough start. We purloin
Oh.
immediately, hit the green, get out of there.
Wow, that's really strong.
Maybe
Also going
seen.
to citrus. Maybe, but Smalmin's getting off at next, so if he rejects, that's gonna be huge. But
Fakes.
It's not, and the sniper pans right as the fade happens, so they even if they see it now, they cannot be sure if it's a green fade or a white fade.
they're not looking at it though.
Yeah, they haven't noticed it yet. He's saying, yeah, they didn't see the fade because they panned away as it happened.
Yes.
Here they see it as general
Ooh.
takes.
Does he though? Yeah, he does.
Yeah,
Okay,
he does. He
highlights.
reacts.
That's gonna be maybe really good for us as a spy, because it's like a long time ago when we rejected, right? And we already have like some inspects, and now we went for the briefcase, but we filled the green difficult.
Oh, a little bit early trying for that bug. It clicked a little bit late.
Ooh.
Yeah, as you said, like I feel like we were seen walking away from Toby, but it's entirely possible that Lavinuke is not on top of this chain, which would be General, Smallman, and Duke as far as they're concerned.
Yeah, I don't think they are because Smallman got a low light whilst we didn't.
We get a bug.
Yeah.
Ooh, nice.
Third attempt, third time's the charm.
I like that we're not lowlighting everyone though, because if you're not certain, then just play what you know. Like, don't go berserk with lowlights. Just, I mean, that's like you need to complete 5 missions, right? So that's like you still have it a little bit under control, I guess.
Yeah.
We're in a good spot here. We did miss our first difficult print from the briefcase, but we do hit the green fingerprint on the green bookcase, and we have partial progress on prints and inspects now, and we could opt to take this VB.
Interesting that we didn't flirt yet. We have to flirt, rush flirt really late if we don't do it fast.
Banana bread.
Comes the BB. Pretty decent BB considering the amount of...
Oh, we're considering
Oh.
a shot already.
Whoa.
Getting flashed now because of the white BB. Interesting.
I feel we're a big suspect for this pro line. General was also in though.
Oh.
Really thinking about it?
This is a bit weird to me because we flashed on Disney quite a few times before this BB.
This is what Lavinuke likes to do. He likes to like put their laser on like the suspects he think did it, or who the spy is. Maybe hoping that they will not do anything afterwards. I don't know.
I mean,
Definitely putting pressure. Flashing on there. Oh,
okay.
we cancel a sip by talking.
Banana bread.
With the fake. That
we probably
oh,
wanted
now
to...
we're zooming in on other people. It seems to be working. Lavinuke now having other suspects for this.
I will say this: laser burn made him do BB twice. I feel like.
And we
Oh.
should,
Yeah,
we
and
should
it
Disney.
worked.
Wow.
Yeah, see, like that for me was like a bit weird because they brought Disney back to neutral when they were flashing on us, and now they chose instead to shoot Disney. I assume they probably were like, okay, that could have been a priority mistake, and they wanted to bug instead. They BB'd. They're next to the ambassador, but
It's
yeah.
because of the BB. I think he didn't. Did he have real for the first BB? That's
Banana
the
bread.
question I have.
Banana bread.
Let's see. Where's the second? Where's the first BB?
He did not. He had fake. I think it was just a
Banana bread.
situation of a BB happening. Not sure who did the purloin necessarily, and having Disney next to Amber in a threatening position. Maybe Disney was a big suspect for the purloin itself, or had some other suspicious behavior. It felt a little bit behavioralist to me, and the fact that we had everyone up, the fact that he keeps flashing on Duke.
Yes.
Way beyond when you would really need to shoot in terms of a 10-second finish timer.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
Anyhow, let's go to the next one. We have Lavinuke as Smallman, starting in 3, 2, 1, playing it. Small man.
Ooh, instant middle statues.
Ooh. Because ST is the seduction target is next to us. I guess you can, yeah.
We're not gonna get the inspects here though, unfortunately. Blocked off by the other two. Unless we commit. Nah. Good idea not to.
Nah, but I think like early inspects is not that big of a deal. And we're not the only highlight anyway. But it's gonna be rough that we have to now flirt with boots here. Which might be a bit triggering for the sniper if they do flirt pair at all.
Yeah, that's the downside of getting your first flirt at statues is you, especially against statue highlighters, you're both now highlights who follow each other, and it becomes much more visually easy to memorize flirts. But we get the second flirt in at least.
We do, yeah. We're up to 68%, just one inspect. I thought we were gonna pro in for a second there.
I know we're going back to middle statues, probably gonna finish the inspects.
We're gonna be low lit because the spy wouldn't do this, or
Oh, swap, wide swap.
I'm not sure what to say of it. This could be we're either getting shot or we're dead on the next mission kind of situation. I don't think the swap has been noticed yet.
Yeah, no, he's looking at 7 and Trey. Oh, Ember.
Do they remember who was at the statue though? Doesn't seem like there's much of a reaction coming on from Calamay as a sniper here right now.
Oh, now this one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we had to see Queen walk away to kind of get the full set, and then kind of nope, that's not correct, and yeah, that was good enough for Calamay.
Yeah, nice shot.
Yeah. Early 2-0 for Calamay in their in his words their worst venue. So we'll see if this keeps going or not.
Yeah, 2 more to go. We have Calamay as Alice, starting in 3, 2, 1, playing it. And immediately Ember's next to us, so are we gonna see like a chaos bug, or what's gonna happen?
I'm not sure, but I remember the last time we didn't chaos bug. We got the auto highlights early on in the match, but I mean, Calamay still managed to win that game, so it doesn't seem to be a big factor for him.
Well, we're just gonna get a flirt here.
Waiting 4 seconds, because that's what you do.
Yes, it's the polite way of flirting. What's the plan here? What do you think the plan would be? We only have a flirt.
Well, Ember is on the left side, so usually you want to go to the right side to do stuff, right? And that's what Calamay is doing, is going to the bookcase on the right side, and immediately does the microfilm. It's green. That's really good.
We have a flash on Irish for some reason here. Watching the pro lane take here, but of course there's no pro lane being taken.
Microfilm completely off camera. So much distraction on the left. Now going for the second flirt. Getting that soft though progress.
Green brings us up to 83%, so flirt-wise we're basically set. We don't have to worry about that for the rest of the game. We just have to look for the rest of our mission progress. We're opting to do the BB as well.
A lot of potential low.
And in the red.
See if they're on it.
Quite a few.
Yeah.
Peak, Oprah, Boots,
1, 2,
Twin,
3, 4,
Disney.
5. 5 out of 8, something like that. Not
Yes,
bad.
but yeah, but it's also good for Calamay because we basically kept all of the highlights as were.
Yeah, true, yeah.
And Smallman.
So
Of
BB
course.
wise, I feel like this is a decent BB to take, even if it's early.
We shall see what happens. I feel like we have to move though. Maybe we can green Purloin and do something. It's gonna be wide.
Oh, it's behind pillar, so it's completely invisible in terms of. But we're seeing walking away with the drink. Pilot.
I think we're getting shot. Oh no. Okay.
We gulp.
We're gulping the drink as well.
Ooh, that's risky.
Yeah, that's very because we were being seen leaving with it immediately after Purloin disappeared. So now we're without a drink all of a sudden.
Trying to pretend we didn't just take this drink. I don't think Alice was seen taking, but obviously we ran away from the scene of the crime. I'm curious if Lavinuke is gonna like now we're seeing middle statues. This is gonna seem very threatening. Calamay hoping that we just weren't seen walking away with that drink.
Yeah, but he's not looking at the right
He's not
side.
looking at it, but we also didn't get the inspects in time there.
Ooh,
Nah,
but
we
it's
could
still
also
good.
get a bug. We could get a bug here.
It's still good
We-
though, because we can now go to side statues, and then the sniper doesn't think that we have like inspects complete because of that.
Yeah, this microfilm is gonna be a huge point of this spy game. If we can get this through, it's a white. It's on camera, unfortunately.
It's seen. It's
Yeah.
seen. Yeah.
The tail end of that animation, unfortunately, was seen.
I don't understand what we could have so easily bugged there if we chose to. The sniper was so occupied with the left side for some reason.
It's risky though, because you did the white Perlon, so maybe Calamay is thinking like I'm a major suspect, so I cannot do the bug, which seems maybe like an easy bug if you're like a neutralite.
I guess, but you can like see like the lasers so far, and they were like just hanging there, flashing on salmon there. I really thought they would go for the bug here because
Yeah, but because of the latency on Calamay's screen, this laser would actually be on the Amber as she's walking past, you know. So
Yeah.
that's like on their live game, they wouldn't, the laser wouldn't have panned away yet. So
There's like a 1 second laser lag.
yeah, I
You can
understand the hesitancy of doing that.
you can really notice it on library because the laser goes left to the right. Basically, there's like 3 areas, right? So
Yeah, for sure.
let's go to the last library game. We have Lavinuke Spills, starting in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Opting for the slow character here on library. Let's see if it pans out. Who would ever play Pearls or Orange on library, right?
it seems it's Lavinuke.
Yeah. Oh, early block.
Oh? Ooh. For a moment, I
like
thought
that.
you were fucking.
Same, because we kind of yoinked the book with the ambassador there, so like.
Yeah. Oh, early white time ad. Is it seen?
It's fine, it's fine. We don't get the beat yet, and we're already moving from that window, but
There's so many statue goers, like every library game we have seen so far. Like every AI goes there early, which is really good for us as a spy.
Yeah. We even had one where we were Smallman going middle and both on the side of us.
Speaking of Smallman, he's taking a briefcase.
Of course he is. Yeah, like Loris was saying, like the downside of trying to what we call cheese stuff in the community sometimes, like we're doing now,
this
is Amber
so-
was right next to us as we grabbed that book, so it has a high chance of being remembered, and I think it was because we just got highlighted for that book pack.
I mean, I don't know what to think of that play, because like we flirted, smudged in between like two people, and then started reading the book to put it in, and we will also probably remembered, as you said as well, because we yoinked the book next to the ambassador, right? So you will guard bugs there, so.
Yeah, and I don't think it helped that we were kind of 3 people.
Yeah, close to each other.
Yes, and the space was
Suspicious.
very like, yeah.
But look at Smallman, he's taking his second briefcase that he cannot return.
Calamay really defending this bug here, though. We're in the what Pondip calls the golden arm range, which is we're not pushing off the Amba, but we're in range for a standing bug. We opt to not do that, which is probably a good idea.
We could still be credited though, because Calamay did pan to the right side for a
Another
second or
time
two
ad.
there a little bit, so.
What's that
The
scene?
white again.
That was on screen, right?
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Well, it seems like it's not noticed. Calamay having a bit of trouble catching those.
We're requesting.
We're gonna Purloin, and the sniper's hanging on to the left side. Green Purloin, the sniper's still hanging on to the left. We're
Hit
being
the green,
seen.
yeah.
Yeah, we're being seen on the Toby area, but there's no reason to suspect that we're the one that rejected. So this could work out. We try to bug.
Ooh.
Those types of bug usually rarely hit. Taft as the ambassador is one of the, I think, the fast character, and Pearl's one of the slowest. So the double walking bug is rarely gonna line up to actually hit.
Flashing on Salmon here, which I'm curious about. When this Purloin hits, which it just did, are
Yeah.
we trying to aim it at his feet here to take a shot?
It's not seen yet though, and the D8 took,
It
so...
is now.
It is
and-
now, and we take the
Oh.
shot. Yeah, because we had an empty tray next to our flash target, next to our
Ah.
top suspect. So that kind of turned out pretty well for Lavinuke there.
Yeah, it's a nice play.
So we have a split map with was that 3 spy wins and 1 sniper, something like that. It was not a typical library set, you know.
Yeah, I mean, again, this venue is a bit like different depending on the people playing it. But I was gonna say that it's good that at least they split, right? Going off of your venue, having it split is not bad. It's not the most optimal either, but it's not bad for either side.
Yeah, just looking at this bug here, we are Pearl's like a slow character, but it's
I
hot, that's
mean,
the Amber. It's gonna be
yeah,
difficult.
you need a lot of bouncing, and maybe you need like Sorry as an Ember.
Yeah, we also click it a bit late. All right, moving on to the next one.
Let's go to courtyard. We have Calamay. As the game is still loading for me. 1 second. Okay,
Yeah,
Calamay.
just want to say just quick. Calamay, yeah, as you said, he's saying in chat, I clocked Salmon going to blue bookcase early, but didn't remember a visit to green. So suspected probably a transfer there for Salmon. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. We have Calamay as a planes win, I believe, on courtyard, starting in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Probably statue spawn where we don't opt to chaos swap that, which we call swapping really early during the chaos time, the first seconds of the game.
Then you really have to pick it up really fast, and you will probably get a credit for it. I don't think that's worth it.
Yeah, it is certainly a very aggressive play.
Just gonna look where their SC lands, and we're gonna follow, and we cannot follow because we're bouncing a lot, and yeah.
I love seeing players try to replicate bounces. It's a fun mind game you can do as a spy.
I think it's really good to see like more newer people at least like aware of that.
Oh,
That was a good bug. Exactly on a turn from the sniper, barely visible, and it also takes. And I don't think we're suspected at all for it.
now we turn up the speed, going for a very clean standing bug into the briefcase. Gonna be hard to shoot this if we're not on top of it.
It's always difficult to see the bug when you're rotating as a sniper. So, and Lavinuke was rotating. So yeah, clean bug.
Very good conversation position for us. We have the DA available. We have our seduction. We white test, however, for 30%, but that's not that big of a deal. However, we don't have that much time left, so we do have to like think what we're gonna do here.
An innocent drink here might make things a little difficult. We're at 1:30 on the clock. We really need more floor progress. We need that real BB. We're highlighted for an innocent take. Might
I
just
don't
be a quick
understand.
separation. No,
Wait,
we're highlighting
no.
the entire conversation. Was that a note?
Why are we highlighting the entire conversation?
It has to be a no talk, right?
But there couldn't have been a no talk because we took a drink. So
Banana
if no
bread.
talk happened when we were taking the
It's the
drink,
fake.
then
Yeah, but maybe they don't know that.
probably then.
So this one only has 3 people with real. Pearls, Disney, and Morgan. Let's see if, yeah, he's highlighting those 3. Is he gonna put down the other? No.
We have to move now after this flood. We
Yeah.
need to take this briefcase after Amber God leaves. Like you have to go for it.
The problem with going statues now is it's gonna look more suspicious from the
No,
sniper's point of view at
You
beats as well.
you don't have to go in specs. You just take the briefcase. But we opting to go for the BB first. Okay.
Yeah. A soft tail playground, Calamay says. This going for a bit of a different way to win as a spy.
Banana bread.
On courtyard. Another BB.
You need to be lucky with SC joining us. You need to move next to them.
Yeah, this one will never give you 100%,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
No, the only way to win is timeout and hope they don't shoot.
I don't think we're gonna be able to because we're on the side where the ambassador is.
Oh,
Well,
it's at least
however-
it's a green. It's a green.
Run,
That's
run.
good. Run. Take the briefcase. To be honest, no, inspect she is good, and then you can finish with Seduce.
There's a
Oh,
print
we
here.
do have the print here, and we swapped, but the swap's seen, I think. What?
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Wow. The
I
interesting, yeah.
I didn't expect that, but it's one of the game. Was Rocket there before? No, they were not. So they didn't see the swap.
No, I don't think so.
They're shooting for a talk. Yeah, she's talking.
But
Yeah. We're aiming at twin ad statues and then kind of deciding to shoot rockers. We would have been done with inspects, but I guess maybe you could argue we just picked this statue up and like the beep started instantly. You know, with the latency as well. It does start like before the swap happens. So
Yes, it
yeah.
does. Yeah.
So it's very possible that oh well that statue is correct, and then you kind of look at rockers right away.
Yeah, you always have to wait a second before you see the swap when you see it when you hear the OT time.
Yeah.
It's the same with Purloin. You always have to wait like a second.
Yeah, I've lost a competitive set by not doing that before, and that's a hard lesson that I think a lot of people will experience at one point in their SpyParty careers.
Yeah. Let's get to the next game. Lavinuke as General. A really good burger. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Playing it. Immediately going to statues. Wow.
Ooh.
But we have a drink, so we cannot like instant take it. Yeah. Just getting our inspects. You would probably never want to swap here, right?
no, I don't think there's a reason to. Like, they had enough time to see the statue, and you saw that you were hovered over, so there's no reason.
Yeah, the starting drink makes that much more difficult to get in time.
The position's fairly awkward in the conversation, but at least we get a 51% flirt here. And the DA decides to hit that.
Ooh, BB. Everyone is in comfort.
Yeah, here we go, we take it.
Banana bread.
Even if this was fake, you should always take this, because almost everyone is in comfort, and it's just a win-win, usually.
But low light onto Smallman, though.
Put back to neutral. Almost still in the play.
Oh,
We're not sure if there was someone in the conversation where Smallman came from.
Other people going to statues, which is good for Lavinuke. You don't want to be. Sometimes you have those courtyard games where there's one or two people going statues. It makes it much more difficult if you're going to do that regular spy route. Morgan here taking a bit of a bug path after that briefcase return.
Yeah, and I think there were a few shakes on when Kane was doing the fingerprint.
oh, we can Purloin maybe? Green Purloin, and let's Kane. It's a white.
But the fade's not seen. It's not really seen. It's not zoomed on it. I think it's seen now. It has to be. But it doesn't seem like there's any reaction to it.
He's not looking at. Oh, but Kane is rejecting.
I think he was looking at Smallman leaving the statues. Smallman was out of the BB. But
It was.
Oh, yeah. we can flirt and finish here.
Yeah, we can, and it needs to be a 10-second shot. Here we go.
Oh.
Yeah, got it.
I feel like that shot is more for the position with the talk than the talk alone.
Yeah, but I don't disagree with Lavinuke's decision of like, I need to finish now before they realize what happened.
Yes.
Yeah.
Still a good attempt. Almost won that one. Yeah.
We got Sorry this time.
We have Sari, Calamay and Sari, starting in 3, 2, 1, playing it. Sari has the best buck, standing buck at least.
It is very solid, yeah, and difficult to catch, difficult to train yourself. The walking bug is also so clean, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Just a very tough character to snipe against.
Also, the talk is really clean. Like the talk, stop talk. Like so, you cannot even notice it sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm just saying this character is overpowered. But...
So we're doing balance input.
yes.
Oh, we're flashing on Boots, which kind of seemed like she missed the pad, but that was just an AI redirect, I believe.
Ooh.
Do we think that's a swap, maybe? Not sure.
Yeah, maybe we Phantomed.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh.
this is very much on camera.
Oh.
And yeah.
Well, I take that back with the puck.
He has a very good bug, but arm was
Yeah.
seen there for sure. Yeah.
Mhm.
What you could do here, just to give some input, if you click real late and like do
Yes.
it when you're inside amber here, it's gonna be clean. In terms of like, the sniper might suspect that it happened. Like if you just click from here, the bug. But yeah, nice try from Calamay.
No. You need to take risk. You need to take chances, and that's what he did. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Okay, we have Lavinuke as Smallman. Is this his second Smallman game? I think it is. But
Yep.
I'm not sure. Starting in 3, 2, 1, playing it. Oh, insert.
Instant timeout.
Okay,
This is a
nice,
small one,
nice.
but I mean the double. Pondub would be very happy about this spy play. He always is an advocate of, if you're gonna timeout, why not both? Why not 2 times? Instantly highlight. Is
Yeah,
that
I
a
don't.
Smallman highlight or is that a timeout
No,
highlight?
I think that's neither. I think that's for the back path that we just took behind the
Yes.
ambassador, where we did
Ooh.
not
Banana bread.
have an angle to protect it. But could be for the time as well.
Well, that's a better highlight for Lavinuke than a timeout highlight right now, I think.
We can take it really slow. I feel like with these 2 timeouts, and we already have a BB, we probably want to do an extra BB just to confuse the sniper.
Yeah, this is a venue where I feel like you can really do get quite a lot of value with more time. More people go statues, more people with real BB, flirt stun, inspects, makes it harder for the sniper to hold.
Shakes from Lavinuke because the ambassador just did a 360 in the conversation and left. Are we gonna try to bug here? We
Yup.
could.
Oh,
We could.
we're not guarding.
Yeah, not at all. We could have taken that opportunity to actually just stand bug and pick the statue. But because then again,
Oh.
you're also probably credited at this point with the bug anyway for that early pack.
Yeah, they weren't seen next to Amber at all, which is good because then there won't be even more.
We're not taking the briefcase.
Yep. We did not, and we get. It's interesting to see that someone actually shoots for things like this. I feel like it's rare that you see the obvious like briefcase ignore kind of shots. It's interesting to see one happen.
Well, I wouldn't say it's guaranteed that it was for that. We just left statues, but yeah, it could be a factor for sure.
It does look like the flashes on Smallman are immediately for ignoring that briefcase, like they're lining up the shot for them.
Oh, did I? 4-3, not 5-2. 4-3 to Calamay wrestler. Wait, is that an old comment? Hold on, that's 2 minutes ago. 4-3, and this one went to Calamay, so it's 5-3, right? Alright, I'm just making sure. I'll put 5-3. Should be right. Sorry, I guess. Carry on.
Yeah. The next venue is gonna be Gallery, the best venue in the game so far. We have Smallman again. Calamay is playing Smallman.
There's some Smallman meta going on here.
I mean, it's really good on this map.
Yeah, it is.
So you can do a lot of things. Anyway, Calamay as Smallman starting in 3, 2, 1, playing it. And immediately time it? Yes, we're gonna return it. Are we gonna do so? Yes. Nice. Both these players are not afraid to time it really early on.
I like how just the previous game, Lavinuke instantly double timeouts on courtyard, and here we are returning the play straight back at them.
Whatever you can
notice
do,
that though,
I can
right?
also do. Yeah. What did you say?
It has to be noticed, right? Because those were 2 white timeouts.
It's gonna be noticed, but I'm not sure Smallman's gonna be a prime target for it. Timeouts might be a good idea to always have Smallman in your list of suspects if you're not sure who did it, but probably not seen at Windows doing them at the very least.
And if it's noticed now, it's like it's too late.
I'm not sure why we took an innocent drink and then went gulping to books, but I don't think
Is
the
there-
sniper's gonna care.
Oh, there's no print here. Okay. Was Ember not there like a moment ago? I'm not sure.
I think he was on the gallery pad, but I could be wrong.
Oh.
We stopped.
Oh, yeah, nice. Nice, that's a nice play.
What's the play? To like pretend we put it back?
Yeah, you're pretending to put it, but okay, this is a low light.
Oh, here comes
for
the
the time
timeout
ad.
reaction. Smallman's holding a book. He could never have done these time ads.
Mm-hmm.
Don't ask why that logic makes sense. It just does. We go back, correct to turn. Yeah, this is a good position for Calamay. Even without the progress. Oh, animation not seen.
That's a risky macro though.
Yeah, it is.
Because
we're low
Ember.
lights, so.
No, but we don't know that we are low light, right? And you
I
have
mean,
like
yes.
Ember and the Toby next to us. So I feel like that's a little bit too risky to do, but we aren't seen. Oh.
Oh, flashing on Disney.
Yeah, Calamay is just like
He
very
doesn't.
intuitive, I think, because like that's just like such a okay. Calamay bugs and Disney takes the shot for it.
I like that. Yeah, I like that we bug right above the view of
Yeah.
sniper there, just as he's flashing on the target next to us.
This is the second time Disney died as a civilian by Lavinuke. He really hates that character, I feel like.
Some bias for Disney, perhaps. Yeah, he's been doing stuff, doing progress. You would think after 3 or 4 Smallman games, Smallman would be a target, but you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's why Smallman's so powerful.
I mean, I don't know why the shot came on Disney though, because Disney was at the stances when the 2 timeouts happened. A lot of people got a low light like almost 2 minutes later, and then Disney gets shot. But
yeah, if I had to make a guess, it seemed like the reaction to the timeouts came a minute or so after, and that's actually quite normal. Where it's like someone just did it, probably. But the reality is often that it happened at Chaos or earlier than you think it did, and because it was, that's why a lot of spies after timeouts will bail as far away from it as possible. In this case, into the venue to try to get that low light.
I think that if you're not sure when it happened or who did it, I feel like the best safe choice is to either not take any lowlights or take the only ones that you're 100% sure that couldn't have had anything to do with the time ad. But unfortunate.
I'm ready on the next Boots replay.
We have Boots. Lavinuke is playing Boots. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Playing it. Boots. 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 Yeah. Interesting character, right?
Very interesting. We did not go for the insta swapper. I feel like 3 times this set, a lot of like chaos inspects, but never kind of committing to a swap. Which it's a little bit scary to do in a competitive set too. Maybe they see the statue, right?
But this can be strong because we do have a pair of inspects and no highlight onto us. We're opting to flirt first, and we do get a 51%. This is very good progress for the early start of gallery.
Do we highlight for inspects though? Because if so, we didn't see the spy like Lavinuke's inspects, which is really good for us as Lavinuke.
Here comes the green microfilm. We do have cover and we immediately put the book back.
Ooh,
It's
that's
not
nice.
seen. We can't really
Nice.
enter there. So we're
Yeah,
just gonna...
no room there. Good idea to kind of hold that W key, keep moving forward, trying to see if you can fit in. Doesn't look as bad if we miss.
We're gonna see a time ad. Boots has a really slow time ad. We are, and it's a
Yeah.
one.
I was gonna say, I think our progress right now means we don't really need it, but hey, I mean, it's been working so far. Why change a
Well-
working formula for both of these players?
We weren't seeing time adding at all.
Oh,
we're
I
just in
think
conversation now.
that was a safety also on the ground, so maybe we know Boots did it.
Maybe, but it doesn't seem to be a reaction for the front at all.
I was gonna say the Flash was on wheels, but he's an SDA, so a double agent, so probably not for wheels.
Here comes the second green, bringing us up to 100%.
Happy, very
shakes
happy
from
about
Lavinuke
that.
here.
Yeah, some nice shakes.
Okay.
So we have a microfilm in pocket, 2 inspects. Looks like we're heading on to finish our microfilm right now. The ambassador's not really threatened, and we don't really have that much cover except for Sari here.
Oh, sorry. That might be really good for us, but we're not going for it.
That arm would kind of be hidden a little bit into Sari. We opt to walk away with it.
I think that's fair enough, because the head turn will still be visible, regardless of if it's a green or a white.
We cannot microfilm here because Amber's coming. That's
Yeah.
sad.
But will we though?
We are. Oh,
we are indeed
oh,
microfilm.
Oh, just
no!
as zoom in.
Oh no! And the
The-
zoom outside, then it's like exactly when the page gets turned. It just looks so innocent.
The timing was perfect in the sense of like we zoomed out just that it happened, but then zoom in.
It's a little bit on camera though, a little bit of the hand going down right before we...
Yeah, but I think they were basically covering bug and not really thinking of that too much.
But look, it's like those stand-in bugs that are really obvious that the sniper's like, no one's gonna bug there, right? Who's gonna microfilm next to the ambassador in front of gallery? And
it's almost like you wouldn't dare do that. Like, surely I would catch that. You wouldn't do that. Lavinuke did that.
I want to see inspects before BB though. I don't want to see BB and then inspects because then it's too late.
Yeah, and we should do them now, or as quick as possible, because we're going under the 1 minute mark.
We need to take this BB now. I think we're walking away from it.
Oh.
The twin shot for inspects. I think he was top set of statures earlier in this game.
No, he took the briefcase right behind the ambassador, and that's why I think...
Oh, yeah.
Calamay does not like that. I think it just looks weird for them that they would... But they were probably called to the briefcase before the ambassador landed there, so they would have gone to pick it up anyway there. It just looks weird that an AI would do that.
Yeah,
At least that's my thinking. That it looks like, you wanted to do something, it just looks like a priority mistake there, and you picked the briefcase right behind the ambassador.
Yeah, so like Loris is saying, you can't really pick up the briefcase close to ambassador in certain scenarios, but if you make the decision to go for the briefcase when Amber's far enough away from it, then it's legal, which is what happened. It's a little bit complicated. There's a lot of convoluted rules that we find very fun in this game. And that's one of them, and it caused a bit of a misunderstanding on Calamay's part with this shot. But that could have been the spy just the same. It's the way the game goes. More knowledge gives you more power, and that's I think a fun thing.
I made this kind of shot in the last SCL 6. I shot because someone picked the briefcase too close to the ammo. It's like this has to be the spy, right? But nope, it's a civilian. Because briefcase stuff is really fun.
We have a famous kind of theory in the community that 20,000 games, that's the game count you need to understand briefcase.
He gets pulled to it early, and then the ambassador just lands there as well, and it just looks like Twin just went for it regardless of where the ambassador was.
Anyhow, let's go to bar room. We have Calamay as wheels. Is everyone there?
Wait. Give me a second.
Yep.
Give me a second.
Ready.
Okay. Calamay as wheels, starting in 3, 2, 1, playing it. We're gonna purloin? No. Okay.
That sounded like you wanted the Purloin to happen.
Yeah, I mean, I see Toby behind us. I'm like, let's purloin. But
Right click, just right click that. Fine, looks like we're gonna chase the seduction target based on their start. And we're gonna get 51% flirt, it's decent.
and as he's walking away, this is like beautiful. This is what you
Yeah.
want to see.
It's real nice because, you know, ST being further away from us means that cooldown goes down faster, and now we can get our second. Oh, are we gonna do a standing bug here?
We've spoken back here. We have the pillar and the rotations
Switchback
are
would be
We go
perfect.
for it. Perfectly
Oh.
behind the pillar.
Nice.
Yeah, the rotation like made it even more.
Oh, and now ST comes next to
Oh.
us again. This is
What is this game? We also have the double agents.
Yeah, we're in the real BB. This is
Banana bread.
perfect. You couldn't ask for better than this. We have 2 minutes and 30 seconds to get one more mission.
This game is so unbelievable for Calamay. It's like, wow.
Good on them for hitting the skill checks, but yeah, we have not been moving and have been, I wouldn't say given, but we have executed on opportunities presented to us, you know, and that's...
We just go inspects now, right?
I think that'd be a good play, and that seems to be what Calamay is thinking as well. Here we go.
That was kind of a quick pickup, but then again, like inspect finisher with 2 minutes left on the clock, there's no way the sniper shoots you unless you're like top suspect. Here's the highlight signifying that we're just gonna get suspicion. We're probably not gonna get shot for this. Clean
And
game.
even if there was a credit for the bug, does the sniper really know that we have flirt on already?
Yeah, that's also true. 2 flirt is really strong.
Yeah, it's so early. The thing is, if we go middle statures when the clock is beeping within the last 30 seconds, the sniper is a lot more stressed and maybe more prone to shooting that play, even if they don't have all the missions counted. But we just got all of the missions done so early and super clean. The BB was good. Just a very smooth game from Calamay, and very difficult to shoot this, no matter what skill level you're in, quite frankly.
Yeah, because we only moved once basically, and that was to inspect. Like you can't really credit that as a finish.
And that's the game, right? It's versus 7.
Yeah, that's the match.
Yeah.
It's 7-4, I believe, if I can count.
Yep, that's correct. 7-4 to Calamay in their Oak match right here.
It's a nice win.
Let me pull on the... I'm going to put in the draft for the Guggy versus Dr. Grash match, if you guys can...
I just loaded in the replay, so I have it. Let me look at the draft as well really quick.